Hello, folks, and welcome to the Vertigo Tea Party and the update for November 2016. But Vertigo, it's already halfway through November. Yes, I know, shut up. So, as usual, I will cover all the important stuff within the first 5 minutes. After that, I will let you know, and I will keep talking about stuff a little bit more in detail, but it's not critical, so if you want to tap out, you can do so. First of all, I've changed the way I record. In a nutshell, what you should see is more consistent 60 FPS videos. So you might have noticed in some videos, in particular lately, like Shadow Warrior 2 and Deus Ex, sometimes the videos would drop below 60, would hit around 40 to 50. Hopefully this new method will curb some of that. It's not going to fix it completely, but that should improve that. So hopefully you guys notice that, and that makes your viewing experience even better. So Dishonored 2, I said I was going to play that, and I still plan on it. However, it is a mess on PC. They've said, and by they I mean Arcane Studios, have said they're going to issue a patch in the next few days to fix that. I'm going to wait until they get that mess fixed and I hear confirmation that it's fixed before I pick it up. I'll also be moving to Gamewisp from Patreon. If you're not familiar, it's basically Patreon, but for gaming channels and streams, things of that nature. I'll have a video talking more about it in depth. But all you need to know is it's basically Patreon on a different website. The YouTube side is not going to change. Twitch side not going to really change. But if you're on Patreon now, I will give you guys at least a 1 month heads up before I make that switch. There will be a separate video entirely for this once I've got things tied down. I'm looking to move to Gamewisp very, very early of January of next year. Also, another little format change that I want to try, and I think I did this before. But with new games, I want to, like the first 3 to 5 to 7-ish days, somewhere in there, have a new video every day. You probably have noticed that videos are now like every other day, roughly, for a series. I'm going to, probably for new games, for the first, like I say, a couple of days every day, and then switch it to its normal schedule, which I'm going to talk about here in a minute. And if you want to know the reasons for that, you'll want to hang around for after the 5 minutes, and I'll talk about that a little bit more. Just know that new game series, aka games that I start fresh, like Dishonored 2, that will be daily for the first 5-ish days. Let's see. Also, schedule. I've got my initial schedule. I've been trying it, as you probably have noticed, and I like it so far. I like it a lot because it gives me a little bit more time to do stuff. So the way it's going to work is I'm going to generally have 2 Let's Plays running at a time. Let's Play Series 1 and Let's Play Series 2, we'll call them. Let's Play Series 1 will air on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. Let's Play 2 will air on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. So again, Let's Play 1 is Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. Let's Play 2 is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. And I'll put this on my About page just so it's easier to keep up with, because I know you don't want to have to bother trying to remember my schedule. But most people probably just kind of play with whatever popping up. But anyway, that's going to be it. And if I have more than 2 Let's Play series going, I will slot them into one of those 2 spots. Let's Play 1, Let's Play 2. So hopefully that makes sense. If you have any questions, of course, leave it in the comment section below. I forgot to give you guys a question for this month, damn it. So if you just want to answer anything or make any kind of comment, please do that in the comment section below. Okay, as far as new stuff that's going to hit the channel, World of Warcraft, my 25-hour extra live stream, I'm going to go ahead and start getting those exported to the channel. I actually already tried to start to do that, but Twitch is having some technical issues. But in the next day or so, I'm going to have my WoW leveling stream all exported to YouTube. And if there's interest in me going all the way to 110, I'd love to hear it. I'm honestly going to gauge how many people are watching it. But we'll see. I might go to 110. That's a pretty long run, though, but we'll see. Also, we might be starting Revelation Online. It's another Eastern MMO that you may or might not have heard of. I just got into the beta, just started playing it. I don't know if we'll start this month. It might be December. We might be streaming it. I'm not sure. We'll see when we get there. I just finished Shadow Warrior 2 yesterday, as in playing it. I've also got like 15 parts encoded or queued up, ready to encode. So there shouldn't be any more interruptions in Shadow Warrior 2. Dying Light, I've also finished playing. It might even be finished playing on the channel. I'm not 100% sure, but I have finished playing that. Epic Manager will continue until I get to the end, or more likely get wiped out. That's actually that is it for the critical stuff. So if you want to duck out, go ahead and do so. And now I will go ahead and talk about some of these points and others in more detail for those who actually care. So first of all, this change in the schedule, in particular, the one where I upload every other day. Like, I've got Deus Ex Monday, Wednesday, Friday, etc. And then I've got Shadow Warrior 2 on Tuesday, Thursday, etc. The reason I'm doing that is to give myself more time to do other things, because I found that doing multiple Let's Plays and having one upload a day was killing any time I had to do almost anything else, both for the channel and just outside the channel. So I really wanted to give myself more time to do other things, like more Let's Tries, more virtual reality videos, more experimentation type videos. Like, I'd like to start doing some series here and there that are heavily edited, like, cutting out all the boring parts, more what people now think of when they think of Let's Plays, where it's more of a Cliff's Notes type situation. But that will not be the standard. To be clear, I much prefer unedited myself, other than cutting out the really boring parts, like going to the inventory or backtracking, things like that. But for the most part, personally, I like to watch unedited stuff. If you fail at a boss for an hour, frankly, I want to watch the entire hour. And I know a lot of folks who watch my channel probably already feel the same way, but I would like to have an edited series for games that might not lend themselves well to unedited playthroughs. For example, stealth games. I love stealth games, but I find if you play them correctly, there's a lot of dead time watching enemies patrol routes, learning the layout of the areas. That can take a long time, and a lot of it is just kind of sitting there watching and slowly tracking, and it can be minutes at a time of just staring at guards and things like that. So games like that I still want to do for the channel, but I also understand that it would be boring to just watch me sitting there for 5 to 10 minutes learning guard patterns. So that's why I want to start doing some edited stuff as well. Also, more Let's Tries, more virtual reality. I'd kind of already hit on all of that, I think. So, and also stuff outside of the channel, stuff that I need to do around the house, blah, 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 big boy stuff. The other thing with the schedule that I mentioned was how when I start a new game, I will have the first few days be daily and then switch to every other day. The reason for that is because in the past, I've asked people, does it bother you if I get way ahead in the series? So for example, you're watching me do mission 2, and you're like, oh, make sure to do this in mission 2. There's an Easter egg. And I'm like, oh, I'm on mission 10 already. Some people have said they don't like that. They don't like when I get that far ahead. So what I've generally tried to do is not be more than 2 weeks ahead, which now, since it's every other day, roughly every other day, that's about, I think, 3 to 4 videos a week. So that's only like 8-ish videos, 6 to 8 videos ahead. So that's not too bad. However, I find like games drag out for me because I take so long to even doing it that way. It still takes a long time. Like, I just finished Shadow Warrior 2 and I started that game, 2 months ago. I feel like the games drag out, and it can be a problem going back to the game after I've been away for like a week or two. Because usually what happens is I'll play a bunch to get about 2 weeks recorded and saved up, and then work on other stuff. And then I'm like, okay, I'll get back to it when I can. But then I'm like, oh God, that 2 weeks is up before I know it. And I've got to play this game again. And it's been 2 weeks since I played. So I had to kind of readjust myself to the settings, blah, blah, blah. So I find it would be smoother if I could avoid that. So what I was hoping to do as kind of a midway point is for the first week, I won't get too far ahead, right? But because in the thought process, a lot of times people don't want me to get too far ahead is because maybe I'm missing something, which happens all the time, or there's something I don't know about, things like that can make things a little bit easier, or there's a tool tip that I missed because I'm not paying attention. You know how it is. But that is when people tend to notice and tend to give feedback. Not so much on part like 30, right? By then, I've figured the game out one way or the other, either by people telling me actually reading, or just hitting my head against the wall enough to go, oh, wait a minute, there's a button for that. So I figure about a week's worth would be a good happy medium, right? I'd be interested what you guys think about that. Again, I know a lot of people don't like when the player goes really far ahead, because then it feels like you can't really commentate, or like if you leave a comment, it's almost pointless, especially if it's something to do with the game. Again, like, oh, you should talk to them again after you've done this quest. You wouldn't have thought of that because now they say something different. Well, if I've already beat the game like 3 weeks ago, even though the video just went live today, it kind of is like, oh, well, that kind of sucks. So this is my way of trying to meet in the middle, so to speak, while also allowing me to get really far ahead and work on other stuff for the channel that you guys might find interesting. The World of Warcraft thing, I'll be really interested to see how that does. Honestly, I don't expect it to do well. I was very nervous, or I don't know, nervous is the right word, but long story short, I keep saying that a lot today. But I was very uneasy about making WoW my extra life game. It ended up working out a lot. We got a decent amount of people coming in, about as much as I normally get for extra life, honestly. So I'll be interested to see how well it does as just a standalone series, like uploading the ones from the stream. Again, I don't expect it to do well. As much as I love Let's Plays, I don't like to watch people play MMOs. I find it boring, but I know a lot of people do enjoy it. So we'll see. Hopefully, if you guys are interested, great. If not, I totally understand, because I'm the same way. So let's see. We finished Dying Light. We finished Shadow Warrior 2. Just finished that yesterday. I've got like 19 to 20 parts, because I've got some stuff I haven't even started encoding yet. So I've got like 19 or 20 parts I need to encode. It's going to take 2 days. That'll be pretty fun. Epic Manager still going. I know I've been inconsistent with it. It's starting to get pretty tough. I don't know how much longer I'll be able to go on it. I feel like we're getting to the point where I can't keep up with my competition on that game. But it's still a fun game. What will happen, if you missed it when I mentioned it in one of the videos, I think, is if I end up losing, I will cut the series, and then when a new patch comes out, then I may revisit it. I may go back at that point to see what's changed. Especially if I see that balance changes have happened once you get to like level 4 encounters, because the difficulty jump from level 3 to 4 is enormous. You know that if you're watching the series. Anyway, that's the plan with the series. Cancel it whenever I finish it, beat it, or get beat, rather, and then pick it back up again, maybe when a patch comes out. Another thing that is, I guess kind of personal, but I do think it does affect the channel for sure in my playthroughs. I actually just got tested a few days ago for adult ADD. Long story short, why am I saying that a lot today? Long story short, I went to my doctor about the memory thing, because I was like, man, this is getting old. Like this, I'm so tired of this problem. It's causing problems with my work. It's causing problems with the channel. It's just causing life problems. I'm just sick of it. So I went to a doctor. They said, well, you might have, ADD, adult ADD, not hypertension, because you're pretty lazy and slothy. So the other one. So I went to a psychologist. I don't know whichever one administers this test, and went to this 2.5 hour test. And it really hit home how bad my memory is, especially in certain areas. Like some things I think I did pretty well on memory wise. Other things, it was like, I felt like the stupidest person on earth. Like I felt like, man, this is easy. And I'm like struggling to remember or even put together these things in my mind. So hopefully from those tests, we can maybe narrow down what the hell's going on with my stupid brain. And maybe I can start taking some kind of medication or something and make it so I'm not forgetting things constantly, which will obviously help in the playthroughs, because you know how bad it is when I'm doing something and 30 seconds later, it's like I never even realized I was doing it and have moved on. So we'll see if that actually helps. That would be great if it did, but we'll see. I'm supposed to get the results back in about 2 weeks. So Anyway, I think that's pretty much covers it. If you guys have any questions, of course, as always, leave them in the comments. If you all want, you can also hit me on Twitter. You can send me a private message on YouTube. I get emails whenever those things go through, so I always check them. And if for some reason you send a private message and I don't respond within 24 hours, try message me somewhere else, especially Twitter. Twitter, I check multiple, like pretty much on all day. So send me a message on Twitter. If it doesn't come through the private message on YouTube, if you want to keep it more private, whatever. But anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.